Hello, our dear listeners in the Vanguard family. Welcome to today's episode of Vanguard Business Life, our favorite media outfit, the Vanguard Newspaper Group. Now, this episode, we still had issues at the background where we situate the ongoing challenges in the Naira design. Yes, this is post general election, so to say. We're done with the presidential and national assembly elections because the Naira crisis was predicated on political interference and issues around restriction of cash movements. Now we are done with the general election. Where are we? The Supreme Court had ruled last weekend that CBN's position, indeed the federal government position, is void. That old notes should be allowed to circulate with the new ones all up until December 31st, 2023. It appears to be a relief, but we have the relief now. Well, our findings is that there is no imminent relief. Yes, what's happening? Okay, so the banks are saying that as of today, they don't have any instruction to change what they are doing. They draw their instruction from the Central Bank of Nigeria, not from the Supreme Court. Some legal minds are thinking that the central bank is not even the federal government, is above the Supreme Court, which is the law of the land. So where does that lead all of us in this crisis? It means a near stalemate. The banks are not likely to budge until CBN gives direction. And our finding from the CBN says that they're also not going to change or take cognizance of what the Supreme Court has said until the president, because CBN reports to the president and not to the Supreme Court, until the president gives them direction on what to do. As we speak, the president is not in the country. So the crisis continues until we hear from these two bodies. The banks are not going to budge. And I believe that nobody, I'm still expecting a customer that will take a bank to court for not obeying the Supreme Court order. We shall see how that pans out. But the stakeholders, including the bank customers in their groups, the Bank Customers Association of Nigeria, the Association of POS Operators of Nigeria, and indeed the Chambers of Commerce across the country, they are up in arms. I said banks should execute a lawful court judgment. Well, they failed to understand the bank's position, that the judgment was not against the bank because the banks were not even joined in the legal suit. It was between the states and the federal government. The banks are not parties to that suit. Even the CBN is not party to that suit. So it remains a situation of stalemate from both sides. And what is the way forward? Well, there is no way forward until we hear from these authorities. But for businesses, you learn from all these learning curve here. You have to do your business on daily basis. If your business had to wait for courts and for political decisions and resolutions and implementation, it will be grounded. You begin to navigate your business away from the issue of cash. You begin to benchmark your business around digital transactions. And of course, like we always say, begin to drill down your cost of doing business. And probably that is a positive, a major positive for digitalizing your financial transactions. It will be a whole lot cheaper in terms of cost of transaction. Okay, so I think you should de-emphasize waiting for government, waiting for court, waiting for this person or that person in order to find solutions to your business. Just go ahead, implement that solution regardless of what government policy and the courts are saying. Here we draw the curtain until we come your way again to give you updates on the Naira issues. Stay tuned with Vanguard Media Outlets.